This is process recording 2 for Sheena Moon. The client's basic demographics. This is client N, and he is 9 years old, and he is an African American male. Um, he is he has been diagnosed with being emotionally disturbed, and because of his behaviors, he was kicked out of his previous school and now placed into a school that treats children with emotional disturbances. And that's the classroom that he's currently in. This visit, I had to meet him actually at home because he was on spring break. And he was referred to my field practicum agency because he is in foster care. He was removed from the care of his mother due to allegations of physical abuse. And the purpose of this visit was to conduct a home visit to see how he's doing in his foster home placement and see if basically just to see how everything was going in the home and if he needed any additional services or assistance from me as his social work intern. My observations upon arriving at the home, because I typically meet him or see him at school, was that he was in the front yard playing when I first arrived. And so I asked him, did he want to meet outside or did he want to go inside? And he said he would like to go inside. So we went into his room. And he and I sat down on I asked him if I could sit down on his bed. I sat down on his bed, and he and I talked for a few. He loses his attention frequently, so I would have to keep redirecting him to answer the questions that I have for him. During our visit, he would play with his toys. He had a little basketball hoop in his room where he would slam dunk the ball occasionally. He answered my questions, let me know that he's doing well, that he enjoys being in the home. He's been in this home for 4 years now. He and his brother are both there, and he loves the foster mother. He calls her mom. And so he had no issues to discuss with me during the visit. I asked him how he was doing in school. He said he still doesn't like doing his work, and he's happy that he has the break. But he is excited to go back and see his teachers. So he was happy about that. My thoughts after the visit were that I was happy that it went well since we were meeting in a different setting. I was happy that he was still open. He was still open to answering my questions, although again we were in a different setting. I was happy that he hasn't been getting into any trouble during his spring break. He hasn't. He said he hasn't been arguing and fighting with his foster brother or his biological brother. So I was happy about that as well. The role that I played during the home visit was the role of interviewer, and I guess of case manager as well. The social work skills that I used were empathy, emotional support, and of course active listening. I will, of course, continue to make monthly home visits. Well, not monthly, I'm sorry, weekly visits with him. And of course, not home visits, but at the school, but we still call them home visits at the agency. My thoughts during the interview were that I was a little nervous going into the home, just was hoping that he would be receptive to me, and I was happy that he was. I was just nervous to be in a different setting, I guess. That was it. I'm pretty familiar with him, and I've become comfortable with him, so that was fine for me. The plan for our next session will be to meet next week at his school, and I will also be discussing how the home visit went next week during my supervision with my agency supervisor. So all in all, I think that this was a successful home visit for us. And I'm excited about doing the remainder and then also transitioning into ending our relationship. So thank you.